So I recently got a new tool for the shop. Had a horizontal bandsaw. Kind of wanted one for a while. We have a dry cut carbide, DeWalt carbide cutting thing, but the motor went on it. So now that one doesn't really work. So I got this one. The ad on Craigslist said doesn't cut straight, and I asked him how hard he's tried to fix. He said not very. But it turned out it was the bearings for the guides. These guys. Come on, focus. Yeah. So the bearings are just frozen up. So I could see, looking down on the blade, I could see it was twisted because the guides, well, this one's got a flat worn on it. These weren't spinning at all, and it seemed like it was a guide issue. So I'm going to put on new bearings and adjust the guides, and hopefully it cuts straight. Seems like it's in okay shape. The blade isn't great. I did get a new blade from McMaster-Carr. You never quite know what you get when you're going to order from a McMaster-Carr, but they sent me a Morse made in the USA. This was only like $20, so it seems like it was a good deal for a made in the USA blade. We'll see how well it cuts. The other one doesn't seem too bad, but it is missing a few teeth, so I know that means that it's probably not long for this world. They just keep knocking off more and more teeth. So I'll work on getting the guides back on. Oh, I decided not to buy bearings from McMaster-Carr. I bought those from Amazon. I thought about buying them, but they were $7 each. So instead I got these from Amazon. They are Xike, Xike, sealed, deep groove, something or other, double sealed, blah blah blah. So it was like $17 for 10 versus $7 a pop, so $70 versus 17. So I went with the cheaper ones. These weren't the cheapest. I went like one up from the cheapest. The cheapest was like $7 for 10. I was like, that seems like maybe I should go up one. But these aren't going very fast, and they'll definitely be better than the broken ones. So here's the guide. Got the bearings on here. There's two bearings stacked up. These shafts are on eccentrics, so if you turn it, they'll get, well, yeah. So they'll get closer together and further apart. So that's how you adjust the grab on the gap at the blade. I'm leaving these back ones. They seem like they're pretty good. Not crunchy, so rather than drive out this pin, I figured I'd just leave those. And then I'll have two spare bearings because there should be 10 total, but I'm just going to replace 8 of them. So yeah, and then there's 2 lock nuts back here on this side that will lock it after you get them rotated to the right position. So got the new guide bearings on. Turns out only one of these shafts is eccentric. So I put the fixed one on the inside. Adjusted the blade tracking. It seems like the blade tracking doesn't adjust all that well. One wheel tracks properly up against the shoulder and the other one doesn't. So don't know how much of a problem that'll be. The blade certainly seems a lot tighter, and these actually roll now and they're tight against the blade, so should go a lot better. Let's see. So this is the first cut. I'm gonna give it a try. This nasty piece of angle iron. I also noticed that the vise doesn't quite clamp right. The lock mechanism down there is something's funny with it. So like it's got a quick release thing that somehow doesn't work right. So that's going to have to be fiddled with. But let's see how we go. I still have the old blade in it, so we'll see how that one cuts. I figure I might as well use this one until its life is done and then move on to the other one. I guess I had the feed too fast. Let's see if the blade just came off or if it broke. Well, that did pretty darn good considering it's got a blade with a tooth missing and didn't really do any other squaring of the blade. So yeah, I'm happy with that. So I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see this. Yeah, that's turned out pretty good. I was having trouble getting this blade to track, and this was the original blade. And yeah, there you go, that you can see. So here, if you can tell, but this blade was on there for a long time, tensioned without being used, and it's not 90 degrees anymore, so this blade is stretched. So the outer side is longer than the inner side where the teeth are, because it gets twisted and pulled and stretched while it's on the wheels and just left there. So maybe it was over tensioned too in an attempt to make it cut straight. But regardless, this blade won't track right anymore, which is why it keeps popping off. At least that's my theory. There we go. I did discover this gearbox is, the oil in it doesn't look great. It's 90 weight gear oil, you can smell it. However, in the bottom it's got some metal shavings in it. I took this apart because I wasn't sure if there was another blade wheel adjustment on that side. I didn't think there would be, but you never know. But there's just a worm gear set up in here. So I'm gonna have to get this cleaned out and get new oil in it and get the gunk out. I hope you liked this video. If you did, I'd hope you'd consider subscribing. I've got a virtually endless supply of projects I could make videos about. If there's something I can do better, or if there's a type of video you'd like to see more of, leave a comment down below.